to live with a beautiful wife.
But he's the father of nation.
No. If you go to that level, nobody knows how many people, how many girlfriends maybe the president has. How many children?
No, he doesn't have girlfriends.
We don't know. We don't want to go there. That is cheapening the debate. We don't want to go there, Dibal. We don't want these discussions of, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying.
That cheapens that office.
That's what I'm saying.
That cheapens that office.
But
for the longest time, when a girl is impregnated and is being killed, is that cheap? Senator Okong'o Omogeni was telling us on the floor, defend the poor. There was a girl that was impregnated and killed. And I've seen the statement by FIDA. I want to thank FIDA. Yeah, they have written that they need to investigate those allegations.
That's what I'm saying.
So I am surprised.
Yeah, we cannot also use this podium because those are not confirmable facts.
They are not.
Even if they're coming from the president's mouth.
I have not mentioned anybody's name.
Yes,
I'm saying there was a girl that was killed, impregnated and killed. And FIDA has written to DCI for investigation. Senator Okong'o Omogeni, whenever he writes, and you can check the senator answered, he has always said he defends the downtrodden. Why is he cheapening by saying, oh, if somebody is impregnated and they are killed, we don't need to cheapen the
No. I'm not saying you don't.
Can you rectify?
Yeah. It's like people, people can say leader X is our wife batterer. You can't say that as a leader unless you have tangible evidence. If you start peddling those rumors on this show, it cheapens everything. Okay? And I'm shocked you are telling us that you don't understand what our agenda is as an alternative government.
Maybe highlight.
Yes, let me tell you, number one, this current administration has killed devolution. This thing you are calling housing is not a national government function. If I was president tomorrow, the first thing I'll do is to take over those houses, hand them to the counties to manage, and then we allow the residents of those areas to either take those houses for rent as cheap houses or purchase a scheme. Do you even know who is buying these affordable houses, Dibal? We don't know. Because the motivation is for people in government to do business. So if you want to know today, if we took over government, we will not do that function as a national government. We used to have something called Indamama, which was functioning, that was taking care of our women, pregnant women. That thing was removed by UDA. If you want to know, if we take government, that will be the first thing to restore. Do you know NHIF? I gave an example today of a staff who used to work for the deputy president, who got sick out of the country. NHIF paid for that lady to the tune of 2 million. The other day, the presentation we were getting from the CS Health is that the maximum share can pay for you to access medical services out of the country is 500. If we were to take over this government,
500,000.
500. So they have brought it down from 2 million to 500. Dibal Kenyans, the payslip of Kenyans has lost dignity because of high taxation by this regime. They keep telling us they want to take us to Singapore. Have you ever understood the taxation regime in Singapore? The highest tax on personal income in Singapore is 24%. Kenya, we are at 35%. Have you ever inquired what is the consumption tax in Singapore? What we are calling VAT. It's 7%. Kenya, we are doing what? 16% VAT. Corporate tax in Singapore is 17%. Here it's 30%. So if we take over government, we'll reduce the taxation in this country so that we attract investors. I wish somebody can sit down the president and tell him, making Kenya Singapore is through the policies that you put in place. You attract investors by having a friendly taxation regime. That's what the United Arab Emirates did.
But why are you failing not to mention that Bloomberg also has given a report that the Kenyan shilling has been holding fort against the dollar?
Even
one of the strongest in the world.
Even if you hold fourth,
ranking at number 5.
Even if you hold fourth, Dibal, you will not solve the problem of poverty. Let me tell you, this thing you are calling affordable housing, the Singaporeans started by putting money in the pocket. 80% of Singaporeans own those houses. 80%. Do you want to tell me Kenyans have income to buy up to 80% of them to buy houses and own them? No. Why? Our population is rural. If I was to run affordable housing, I look at the population at the rural areas and uplift their lifestyle. Have them get piped water, give them electricity, okay? Allow them to have decent homes, improve their sewerage system so that they can have good sanitation in their homes. That's what I will do. But here, people think that you turn Singapore by simply saying, I saw affordable housing in Singapore, I brought it to this country.
Let's get a rejoinder from...
Then finally, can you compare Nairobi with Singapore? If I was to be president today, first thing I'll do is to restore the glory of Nairobi.
But are we taking Singapore literally? Because this is just a euphemism.
If you want to
create it is not
Singapore if you want to create Singapore,
a template of Singapore,
if you want to create Singapore, you look at what Singapore has done to put smiles on the Singaporeans. You have those policies here in your country. Just don't tell Kenyans I want to take you to Singapore as if you are taking us to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. We board a plane and go to Singapore.
All right.
What you need to do, Dibal, is to put systems in place that will improve your economy, that will attract investors. You finish corruption. There is no way you're going to have investors.
But for the longest time, we've been having a pale
getting attracted to this country, yet our corruption is one of the highest in the world. There is no way you're going to get investors. So you will keep singing Singapore, Singapore, but Kenya will always remain at the bottom.
Thank you. Let's hear from Cherargei. You want to respond to some of his issues that are being raised here?
Dibal, sorry, calling you chair.
Yeah, I'm chair now.
Yes, of course.